Yeah, remember I had started earlier. Yeah. This ain't none of y'all business.
Side talking like a bug. Side talking like a bug. Side talking.
Welcome to Cut Different. Hashtag Cut Different on all platforms, all social media networks, and all streaming platforms.
Network.
Yes.
Not network.
Network.
The nat.
That sound like 5G.
Yeah.
The natty.
I'm a little country.
Yeah, I'm country too.
Yeah, I'm a little country. Got my boys in here. Us is in here.
We here.
T in here.
Yes, sir. Welcome world. We here. We doing a night count, right?
Oh, you ain't gonna do the thing that Lilo used to do?
No, that's not me. You know, again, no shade. That's an individual thing. That's my personality doesn't. Yeah. I don't think that works.
Nick in here.
Yo, what's going on?
True that. Yeah, that's all Nick give us.
Straight to the point.
He like the Russell Simmons.
All right, everybody get that. What was that from? Def Comedy Jam. Yo, he had the quickest outro. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a good night. That was it.
And your boy G is in here. I'm here. You know, George and Tristan's son.
Yes, sir.
They looking down at me.
Yes.
Let's hope I don't embarrass them this episode. We'll see.
With us too.
We're the governor. We're your governor.
Yeah.
Okay?
The censor.
The censor. Yeah, we are your censor, cause boy. Yeah. He said, yeah. He couldn't say that. Like, yeah.
But we're celebrating, y'all.
Absolutely.
I just told the fellas, we hit 124 episodes.
Amen.
Hey.
All praise.
Hey, we appreciate everybody that's listening, everybody that subscribes and downloads. We appreciate it. We got some exciting things to do in the coming year.
Absolutely.
We'll be changing some things up, giving more visuals.
Yes, sir.
And giving them more clean, crisp sound.
Absolutely. We trust me. The upgrade is on the way. Trust me. Just stay patient with us. Be patient with us. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So, you know what? I was going to ask y'all about trending topics, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to talk about trending topics I want to talk about.
Oh.
Did you happen to catch the end of It Is What It Is the other day?
You talking about the massage therapy?
Yes.
That joker really did it.
Yo, Karen was a fool.
I've been on social media cleanse.
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh.
It Is What It Is, Cam and Mace.
It's like their podcast, a visual podcast they do. It's good. I like it.
The only one I watched was the last episode we had talked about with Mikey.
Oh.
So he was like, yeah, he going to jail.
Hey, Mace getting funnier and funnier.
Mace is an idiot.
Yeah.
And I say that like respectfully. He is an idiot. Like when he get on his rant and he get to laughing, you already know.
Yeah. So this particular episode, is it Joe Smith?
Joe Smith. That boy
Joe Smith's wife.
Yep.
What her name is?
I don't know.
I
don't even know. Only thing everybody know her as who?
Joe
Smith's wife.
The girl with the OnlyFans.
The girl with the OnlyFans.
Lord,
no. Mace decides to surprise Cameron because she did a there's a girl on there named Stat Baby. She did an interview with Stat Baby.
Yep.
So Mace wasn't there. So the end of this particular episode, Mace surprises Cam with a massage, and she had told Stat and Cam that she does massages.
Mm-hmm.
Mace surprises Cam with a massage from her, Joe Smith's wife.
And what's this say?
Yo,
she went to work.
It don't matter what she talk. I can't remember much of what she had to say other than the fact that she switched up what she said about wanting to work things out.
Mm-hmm.
But now that she's getting all this notoriety, she doesn't really need him.
That's how
she didn't say that, but you can tell in her responses to Cam and what they were saying that, yo, this girl is she's a. I look at her worse than I was looking at Jada Pinkett.
Lord have mercy.
God damn, boy.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, I don't want to share with y'all my new views on Jada Pinkett because now after actually listening to a full interview of Jada's,
go ahead.
I understand what her and Will are trying to project, and they're saying essentially that they're flawed. They had a lot of issues in their relationship, and you can't chase the idea of love with other people.
Absolutely.
You have to let whatever y'all create together be what it is. And what they have, and the truth about relationships, as I'm learning in my relationships now and versus what I've had in the past, and and also just listening to what she said, because I've always championed them. Y'all know this. I love Will.
Yeah, that's your I mean, I Will cool. I ain't got no issues with Will.
So,
I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people like Will.
Yeah, good. And it's mainly because of his transparency when he's talking about life and things. But in a relationship, what I gathered from her on her Breakfast Club interview this morning is that the idea that we chase from other people is you make them a slave to that. Because there ain't no way somebody can get in your mind and be what you want them to be when you meet them.
And I will say that I can see what you're saying with that, and you do have to remove expectations.
Yeah.
You have to. I've heard that a lot, and I think it is very true to a degree, to a huge degree, because it avoids you being disappointed based on the fact that they don't meet your expectations.
Right.
And this is that it is. Now, of course, there's certain things that you do want in a relationship as a requirement, right? Yeah. It's safe to say, right?
Essential things, respect.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. When I say,
I was going to start off with that too. I was like, my thing is respect.
Yeah, that's not
huge.
That's not an expectation.
That's not an expectation.
That's a requirement.
That's a requirement.
That's a requirement.
A requirement. That's something that everybody should give you.
Yeah, that should be
not some days though. That's what I'm saying.
It should be supposed to be every day.
Yeah.
Not even on the good days, the bad days. We have a disagreement. Yeah. We're not seeing eye to eye. The respect don't never leave.
Yeah. So what you want them to be Jesus?
No, I want them to keep their problems within themselves and talk it out and make it out and do what they got to do.
How the hell they gonna do that?
Man, in their house without no.
So you're talking about Will and Jaden, right?
Yeah, Will and Jaden.
So
that's
what I'm talking about. Like,
keep it.
All the drama that we know about,
it shouldn't be out there.
It shouldn't be out there.
It should be in the house.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Cause that y'all bring.
I'm not sure.
I am. Because at the end of the day,
sure.
They bring in everybody who they said they don't want in there.
Think about it from your own standpoint. People that you know that had relationships that's been crumbled or has been messed up, or people try to do certain things that they know wouldn't do because they allow other people to be in their relationship, to get in their head. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest things, especially an old school proverb, is like, you keep people out your business.
Yeah.
And it protects your home. Yeah. Because when you allow people in your business, then it allows exposure.
Yeah.
And then depending on the people you're talking to, you don't know what their intentions are.
I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're talking about things that already happened between them.
I think they're trying to show a level of vulnerability in their relationship. I do think that they're trying to portray that. Is that safe to say? That they're showing transparency and also a little bit of vulnerability as far as, hey, I don't like this. It made me feel this way. Or when I tried to do all these things for you and this didn't work or that worked. That's a level of vulnerability. Because trust me. Go ahead.
I just think they're trying to kick people, the same people that they let in their business out. By just ending it like
then,
pretty much dead.
So do you think that? Let me ask you this: with that being said, do you feel like it's more to the story?
It's always more to the story, but it's their story.
Oh, but of course it's their story. Yeah. But do you feel like they telling the whole goddamn story? It's a lot of.
I think they told enough.
I mean, if not Will, Jada.
Well, one thing I heard Jada say recently, she said, if anything else, you didn't hear anything else that she said, even when they called before she was walking out. Yeah. Either she was walking in the Breakfast Club or walking out, I don't know. Mm-hmm. She was going to her car. Once she probably leave. She said, they asked her about the situation about old boy, because, there's a new rumor that's out right now.
Oh, Lord, Jada.
I didn't believe that.
Which, I don't even want to say it, but there's a new rumor out.
Just allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, that's why I said it's a rumor. Rumor doesn't mean it's true, as we're going to say allegedly. Let me say it one more time. Can we say it again? Allegedly. There were some things that were said that based upon what Will does, right?
On the Tasha K interview.
And so, based upon that interview, I think it was somebody that's supposed to be a close acquaintance of Will Smith. Is that
they try to push it as acquaintance of what he actually is, an ex-assistant of Will.
Right, and saying that certain things happen. And so Jaden then responds like, I don't think we can say is that we're suing.
Yeah. Yeah, because he worked for them and he definitely signed the NDA.
Who you talking about? Who?
Will's ex-assistant.
This ex-assistant. You can't say nothing. That's confidentiality, bro.
And what you say, the public can view as the truth.
That's it. And that could definitely be viewed as the truth.
Yeah.
So she said something about who? Will?
Yeah, I mean, so the rumor is, correct me if I'm wrong, the rumor. Should I say it?
I mean, if you want,
it's just a rumor.
You said nightcap, baby.
I mean, the rumor is supposedly and allegedly is that Will Smith was also doing his thing, but with a particular actor.
Yes,
The
not
player-
actress.
An actor.
Oh,
Dwayne Martin.
Dwayne Martin, Above the Rim.
Dwayne Martin, who that?
Oh, okay. You don't know.
You never
Okay.
seen Above the Rim?
No.
What?
It's an older movie.
Oh.
The demographics might be a little different.
Yeah, that's crazy. You
And
know,
also,
in the
let's top it
90s.
off. I'm not American.
I didn't want to say it. But I'm glad you said it. It doesn't mean that because
I have to tell people like, yeah, have you seen? No, but I mean, I've seen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This movie, they be like,
Right.
what?
Right. I didn't want to say that, but I figured I know it's probably a cultural.
Yeah.
It was graphic.
Huh?
He was like Dwayne Martin had Will bent over something and just clown him.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just a rumor.
I
so
will go there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it surface.
it's just a rumor, guys, and you know what we
It's
do with
weird.
rumors.
I
It's like somebody talking behind your back type shit.
That's a rumor. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, regardless,
I can say you gay.
He talking to you.
No, I'm
I'm not against that. As far as anybody, that's your life. But I'm just saying, for me, that's not me.
I said,
we'll
whoa.
clarify. You stupid. He act like he dodging a bullet. He act like he dodging a bullet.
When I said, "Oh, he talking to you,"
Why the fuck he?
Ain't no way. I came in here manly as hell. Like, you know what I mean? Christian Dior on. Elixir. Not the perfume. You know what I mean? Oil based.
Oil based.
Parfait.
perfume.
Oh my god. He said, I don't moisturize. Oh, I use Tarte. Oh, that's funny. But nah, man. So, I mean, here's my thing about the whole situation at the end of the day. Like G said. All relationships are different. And everybody got their own thing as far as what works for them.
Yep.
And, I will say from what I've heard, yes, similar situations that's happened that I think it's been universal in any relationship that's happened, right? But they got some unique shit too that's going on too. It's very unique and different. So with that being said, of course the public eye is going to deem it as being like in a negative way, possibly, right? Also too as well, it's going to cause a lot of controversy because because here's the thing, I hate to say this, and I know people may look at me crazy. I'm about to say,
I'm gonna look at you crazy.
relationships in the celebrity world is totally different from people, and
Yeah.
it's different. It's different. Of course it's the bases are the same, but when you hear the stories, it is totally fucking different.
Well, for one, it's because money is involved.
Oh man, and also access to other things and
other
everything,
things
and,
And
all that.
fame.
It's a lot that come along with it.
I would like to interject though.
To me, I think all of them is just staged. Like, I don't believe in any.
You don't feel like it's really genuine?
I mean, like Will and Jada, I think.
I think Nelly and Ashanti is genuine.
It's not that I don't think it's genuine. I'm just saying, like, especially when it comes to like drama and shit like this. Like I said, Will. I'm just using them as an example. I'm just like, I can't. I don't believe everything. You know what I mean? Even when she does say wild shit, I'm just like, all right, this might be staged for.
I don't believe a lot of stuff that people say in the sense. Let me not say I don't believe. I'm
talking about the bad stuff.
I don't take it to heart.
Yeah.
I just leave it as that's what I heard and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
And I don't put no thought of is it really true or not because I got my own life.
Mm-hmm. I care less about what they got going on. They still together.
Right, and they still together.
So it's
and the one thing, and I'm glad that how people reacted was when Will finally came out and said that I'm supporting her. I'm doing these, like he was on the book tour with her, supporting everything. You seen that? Everybody got quiet about it.
Yeah, because I'm like, there you go.
But my
same thing with Steph Curry.
Ask you a question. Pick in on this. It's just, like you said, Steph Curry and his wife. Wife. But how many people actually do that in their own actual life? Where if we know people who are trying and fucked up relationships, instead of them just being like how everybody reacted with Will Smith, okay, that's that shit. Let them be with. They want to interject and be involved and put their hands in it. And why can't everybody just operate like that? I think if everybody operated like that, just being your own shit, worry about you, I think a lot of things would be better.
That's why I want to interject that.
Want to interject?
That honestly, after listening to her, I think her and Will just using some colorful ways of explaining their relationship. But it's a regular relationship. Y'all got problems. And y'all figured out different ways to navigate through it. But y'all saying all this stuff. Y'all are separated. Well, y'all started off with these ideas of each other that y'all had hit a wall with in y'all relationship. So y'all separated. 15, 20 years, 30 years, however long they've been together. They had a rough patch. Separated. She seen somebody, you seen somebody. Y'all figured out that y'all ain't getting rid of each other.
Yeah.
And now y'all really starting to appreciate each other. And y'all using all this colorful language. Y'all writing books. Y'all going around talking about love and relationships in y'all perspective. But it ended y'all back at the same place anybody else that has a 20, 30-year relationship.
What start back at?
Y'all love each other, and y'all ain't getting rid of one another. And even though you tried, they still showing up every day.
So it's like Brian McKnight, what do you say? When we started back at what? We started back at 1.
Yeah. Y'all together.
They ain't gonna lie. When I'm about you, now what you saying that, I will say that my mindset was like with him, especially when I heard Will say what he said. I'm like, oh, they together.
Yeah.
That's it. They're not going anywhere. I don't care if it's a new thing that come out, they ain't going nowhere.
And don't nobody want y'all either.
Yeah, I was going to put that in there too. But it's like if Jada
You don't think nobody want Jada and Will?
To hit, maybe. But I don't think.
To hit.
But I don't mean that's the man wife.
It.
But it's just
Because no matter what happened, no matter what kind of relationship they start with somebody else, the connection they got, it's still there. You ever dated somebody that was with somebody 10 years, 20 years?
Sadly.
That half the time all they doing is talking about them.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you go back to them?
When you do something like you might not open the door. That's what happened. That's exactly why I don't like. I don't do that. I'm just like, what, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, come on, bro. They close at 10.
But he didn't do it for me.
Yeah, and now you do
it. Hey, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Just listening to it, I seen the real truth about love. That's why my interjection was when you said celebrities be on some other shit. No, I just think they entertaining us with their language, but they talking about what we all go through in relationships. Yeah.
Cheating,
the ups
scandals.
And downs. You know, I'm not saying your perspective is wrong. I'm just saying what I see is two people trying to work it out. Like when I was listening to Jay-Z, he said after they Beyonce and Jay-Z to y'all, but when he go home, no matter how that relationship started and what their ideas was, they had to actually sit down and deal with their relationship.
Of course. I mean, of course.
Your celebrity, your money, nothing stops that. When it's two people up under the same roof, y'all two niggas got to deal with each other eventually.
Certain variables do play a factor, of course. But like you said, when you go back down to the fundamentals, of course, you gotta have
nobody's immune.
You gotta communicate. You gotta talk it out. You gotta forgive. You gotta be able to listen. You gotta be that comes with it.
Yeah,
I mean, so of course that comes along with it, absolutely. My thing was just more of just the type of problems they could have. As far as, like, not per se Jada and Will, but just celebrities. You hear some of the stories they have. I mean, yeah, you hear some similarities, but some of the shit be wild as hell. And you know what I'm telling the truth. You've heard just...
You don't know nobody that probably really had threesomes?
No, we're not. I didn't say...
No, I'm just saying threesomes. I'm just talking about wild stuff we hear about celebrities. Threesomes, infidelity, open relationships, all the wild stuff we can hear, same sex. We hear all of that stuff. It's normal stuff. The problems they had, y'all had an issue trying to figure out if y'all wanted to stay together. And y'all was going through all these different lengths to try to figure it out if it works. You stay together for the kids. You stay together because you made a promise. You stay together because you don't believe in in divorce. You tried to walk away, but what happened? Every time the kids had an event, every time something went on at the house, every time something happened, y'all, God, you still here?
This month.
God damn.
Yeah.
And then that one day they bring you a cup of tea, like, that's the cup of tea I needed. That's what, you know what? I don't want nobody else to bring me a cup of tea. You the tea girl.
You the it man.
Like when I listened to Jada when she said, "Oh, that's my guy," I was like, "Man, y'all went on these book tours Y'all doing all of this. You on their red table talks. Y'all doing all this crazy stuff. And you know what? As a boy down, I stripped Jada down when I was looking at her. And I said, you know what? Jada's just a woman. She's just a woman, and Will just a man, and they having complications in their relationship, and they of things they didn't want to accept about each other. And then you grow to a point where you gotta accept that about them. That's how they are. They snore, they chew when they eat. You know, they do all this crazy stuff that get on your nerves. They always got something to say when you say something. Like, hey, I want to be with somebody that don't talk to me when I talk to them. Like, hey, you know what? Relationships can make you very immature.
Okay.
But it also does, the main thing relationships do is grow you the hell up.
Mm-hmm. They can decide. Yep. Try to learn from it.
Yeah. And if you're willing to stick around with that person that you chose.
Okay, so I have a question. So when do you say enough is enough?
Why? Because you're going to have them same problem with somebody else. Think about every relationship.
I disagree on that.
I won't tolerate it
anymore. I'm not saying the exact problem. I'm not saying
it's a different problem, but
them different problems play.
I'd rather have this problem than that problem. If that makes sense.
The problem that you have with them.
Mm. With who? The ex? The one that you're trying to get away?
Yeah. The same problems. Like, if you got a problem with the area of respect, most of the relationships you've been in, if you're real honest with yourself, you probably felt like most women that you dated didn't respect you.
Well, that was something that would have to be something that the man or me, and if you want to use me as an example, would have to change. Because why did no woman is respecting you? Something ought to change. Mm-hmm. I know for sure I changed.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
I changed.
Hey.
I changed. I changed.
The way he looked at me, it was like on Best Man when he asked Morris Chestnut, what if she did the same thing you did?
Oh, yeah. You talking about Terrence Crawford here. I mean, Terrence Howard here.
And Morris Chestnut looked at me like Morris Chestnut. I'm like, oh, he had to jump over the table.
Yeah, it's just something.
He was about to kill him.
Yeah. But if you're honest enough, and to the listeners, like, that's your reaction to what I'm asking you. But I'm saying if you're honest enough, like I can say like most of the gripes I've had with women in my past and present have been some of the same issues.
I mean, some of the same issue I think we all have, but maybe because they don't accept accountability. They don't, you know what I mean? They yelling, they arguing, like petty stuff. I can understand. It's just I just think that's just women.
Now, just follow me. So, but you can admit that they've been some of the same issues.
Yeah.
Especially the particular ones, like the ones you break up with them for.
Me? No. So it's like when it comes to like, let's say like you said, arguing is okay if we can come back from it. But when you arguing and you leave the house for a day, 2 days, no answer,
holding grudges.
Yeah, that's where the respect part comes in. Like, okay, I can take this, but I'm not taking this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll take a little talking back, you know. All right, you know.
Similar gripes, though.
Yeah, but on a different scale.
Yeah, but
there's organic and then there's, you know, GMO.
But it's the same.
It's not the same. One is seeds, one is seedless.
Yeah, but it tastes the same.
Yeah, but I want the seeds in my shit because I'm organic. I like organic, so I want.
I get what you're saying, but my question is like with that being said, so you sort of agree that we have those similar issues with people, and you know what that tells you? Mm-hmm. The biggest culprit in that situation is you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I mean, again, it's only so much. Well, that's why I asked. When enough is enough. It
depends on when you get tired. And this is what I'm learning. Take some OG advice. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm learning, and this is what I'm discovering now. That I'll just go back to something I was telling somebody the other day. You ever go to the mirror and tell the mirror to change? You can't, like, the mirror's only going to reflect what it sees, right?
Yeah.
So if you having an issue in your relationship, right, And this relationship is a reflection of you, your woman, biblically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and historically, we get what we give.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They grow what we give them. So if I go to the mirror and I'm fighting, punching at it, screaming at it, arguing, reminding it every day that how disappointed I am, all of that stuff, you know what that mirror is doing? It's doing the same thing back.
Yep.
Same thing back. So, if you want to infect change, Exodus 14:14.
Mm-hmm.
God fight for me. All I got to do is shut my mouth. All I got to do is show you love.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're going to have to reflect, or you're going to fall off.
Or you're going to become the thing, you're going to continue to attract the thing that which you're trying to avoid.
Yep. Because you're going to become that.
You're going to become that, and then once you become it, then there's going to be the law of energy, the law of relativity. People don't realize that. Once you become it, then you're going to attract it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So in order for you, it's so funny. It's a cliche, but it makes sense.
No,
I'm talking about what I'm about to say. In order for you to for you to expect change, you have to what? Be the change.
Yes.
And it's so cliche, but it makes sense, even from different perspectives.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So if I change, why should I accept this?
You don't have to.
You don't have to accept it, but don't allow things that's happening in your relationship to make you turn cold.
Yeah.
Or make you reflect what it's showing.
Right.
That's also a mirror. You're doing the same thing they're doing. Your reaction can't be their reaction. Your reaction got to come from here.
And when we say so, and I'm taking it as to, at the end of the day, just because you're not reacting doesn't mean you have to accept it either. At the end of the day, if you see there's a behavior and it's keep happening over and over and over, it's become repetitive.
Yeah.
But your response to it is still respectful. It's still where you're not being vindictive or being petty or to get back or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you ain't got to do all that. So at the end of the day, if you know it's a behavior that's being exhibited, which you know that at the end of the day it's a problem. It's consistently happening all the time. You have to ask yourself, is it something that you can deal with? Is this something that you can deal with? And if you can't deal with it, you have the divine right. That's the thing people have to understand. You still have the divine right to remove yourself from it. You don't have to be in it. Mm-hmm. The only obligation you have is really truly to yourself and you loving yourself.
And God.
And God, and the Creator.
Yeah. So if you and to keep that going, if offer another perspective. If you fight flesh with flesh, it's just gonna be a dog fight. You know what I mean? But if you go spirit to flesh, there's no way that you ever be so nice to somebody. I'm just go ahead and make it short because I was trying to be all cool and shit with what I was about to say.
You about to try Dr. Phil the shit out.
I was about to try.
I seen the look on your goddamn face. Go ahead.
So, if I'm nice to you, and I'm kind to you, and I'm offering love to you, and that's all I'm giving you, no matter how you treat me, and if I keep giving you this, you either going to start giving me that back, or you going to walk away. You ain't going to want to come around me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, evil can't beat good. Good can always be evil.
That's all I tell people.
But if you meet evil with evil, both of y'all just some evil people.
Why do I feel like it's an episode of Vampire from Brooklyn when the movie Vampire the evil?
Ahoy, mother!
Okay. You understood what I was saying?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
cool. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm old school.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah. You don't know. I got you.
I'm with you. He understood the reference. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to show so much love, though. Because usually when you do show a lot of love is when people take advantage, I guess you could say.
Now, let me say this, and I want to say this. I'm not, and correct me, and if not, we on two different pages, and that's cool. I don't think G is asking and telling you to be a simp.
No.
Either. And I'm not saying, but I want to make sure for the people who are listening, we're not saying to be a simp. You can still be morally, stand on your morals and still be a man about yours and be respectful. Yeah. And don't have to stoop or do all that stuff and still show compassion and patience and willing to try to work with them, whatever the case may be in a relationship. You can continue to fight until you're out. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So At the end of the day, if you feel like, you know what, if I'm exiting, you can exit gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, if you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Because sometimes people feel like that in order for you to remove yourself from a situation, you got to be nasty with it. You don't.
No.
But in the matters of dating, sure. But what I'm also discovering when it comes to like matrimony, when it comes to marriage, you supposed to fight until you can't fight no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So if this applies to the, I agree with you. I agree with T completely, and you when you're just dating.
Yeah.
But when it comes to marriage, love is the only way, my friend.
You think that's why a lot of people are scared to get married?
I think that's why a lot of people get divorced.
A lot of people do get divorced because they don't really pay attention to love. What they pay attention to is things outside of it.
Yeah.
The number one thing of divorces is not love. It's finances.
Yeah.
Because
they'll blame that. They'll blame it on that. But you know what it really is. You weren't man enough. You weren't woman enough. You took some vows. And if you didn't mean them vows, why did you say them?
So to tie back into the question there, I think
we just went somewhere else here.
I think people are not getting married maybe because they know they don't have that strength to
the responsibility.
Yeah, the responsibilities and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, the responsibility of love, it's gonna make you a man.
Yeah.
It's gonna make you grow in ways that you did not. You did not. You don't wanna bend in the area where you stand on. If you walk into a relationship, for example, saying, if she ever called me a bitch, if that's ever a part of the argument, I'm done.
And then you walk into a marriage with that.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Probably a couple years in.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the devil hears all of what you saying that you ain't gonna deal with too. So what's gonna happen to some moments or some years into that relationship when y'all argue? You might hear that damn word.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. And that's my cue. That's my cue.
Look at the time.
Yeah.
Look at the time. Ooh, I don't know.
Look at me.
You can't just break up. You got a house, you got a home, you got kids.
Yeah.
There's variables.
Yeah, you got all of this stuff that gives you a reason to fight.
But at the end of the day, though, one thing that I will say is that give you a reason to fight, but they don't give you the reason to tolerate either. It's only so much you can do. And so I agree with that. But at what point is enough enough? Because what a lot of people do is that, like you just said, we got a house.
I'm pro love.
No, hear me out though.
I'm pretty sure we are pro love.
Of course.
I don't sound like y'all.
I'm just being real.
Yeah.
You got people that, like you said, on the flip side, who knows that because you got a house and kids and shit together, they can feel like they can disrespect you because it's harder for you to leave because there's other variables involved. Yeah. So because the variables involved as far as children, house, finances, and everything. Oh, this nigga ain't gonna. Because I've seen it. Women have changed their behavior once they realize that, I feel like I got him. Mm-hmm. So
they do.
So with that being said,
you got them too.
You do.
In America,
but I know it's gonna sound sexual, but I'm not the fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to leave me.
Listen, 9 times out of 10, it really don't be the man.
Right.
Because the man really, we always try to work shit out because we ain't trying to start over.
It's funny that you said that shit. No, I would say this much. Even though, men do that shit. Let's go ahead and talk about men do that shit. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the divorces that happen are initiated by who?
90% are filed by women.
Woman.
Now, we might do some dumb shit, but we're going to stay. We're going to stay. We're more likely to try to stay. Women, on the other hand, statistically, because we're going by the stats.
Yeah, stats. Sure.
So we can't say we're being biased. If they ain't getting what they want, they're hauling ass. And then maybe they may wait a long time in some situations. Some may wait shorter than others. But when enough is enough is a goddamn enough. What's that saying? What's the song with your boy Kel say? When a woman's what?
But that's in a lot of. I think most divorces can be saved. Most marriages.
Absolutely, no, that's two different things.
I think a lot of people, because the option of decide to go that way.
Yeah, I think the 90%. Out of that 90%, 80% of that could have been saved.
Could have been saved.
It could have been definitely saved. I think a lot of marriages can be saved if they take really certain things that really is not really that important in the relationship to begin with. I think a lot of times people take little shit and blow that shit all the way up, and then it snowballs into other shit. Is that safe to say?
Finance.
Okay, so
It ain't really about that.
So what about? Okay, since we were talking about
I can see that.
right?
I double down on what I said earlier on a certain part.
So what about cheating then?
What about
Do
it?
you think that's a good reason for
A divorce?
Yeah.
I would say this. You go first.
I think
Because
it
you on fire. You on fire tonight. Go ahead. He passionate fuck tonight. You go ahead.
I think it depends on the frequency.
How many times?
Yeah, I think the frequency matters in that point. Like if you just blatantly
I'm not laughing.
all
It's
the
not
time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
that's just what you
That's
do.
when it starts to become, like you said, disrespectful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. Like you don't really care.
Like, fuck, you don't cheat on me. It's the 8th fucking time you done did this
Yeah.
shit.
After you cried and said, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'll never do it again. And then you back at Tim house.
Yeah. You talking about? Okay, so you talking to if the woman cheats?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's why I said Tim. I don't do the alphabet. But anyway,
Yeah. I said Timothy. I'm like, oh no. Okay, you talking about the woman? Okay.
I was with you
Or
though.
you could be, even on the man's side, you back at you can't keep asking somebody to stay with you,
Yeah.
and you keep doing that to them. Yeah, you got other things to think about. Then the drama that come behind that, she probably got a man, or she start coming after your wife, or coming after you, or he start coming after your dude, and now it's going, possible violence that's going to ensue. You know what I mean? So those are small. Everybody got some exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, like with most marriages, like if you even pay attention to them, a lot of people don't really have. Most marriages don't end because of cheating.
No.
When you break something, especially in past generations, you're supposed to fix it. What this society does now is we replace.
Yeah.
I got other options. I'm popping on social media. I'm getting all these likes when I go out because you got me all looking good, smelling good. This relationship afforded me some things that I wouldn't have been able to do by myself. And when I'm going out, I'm getting some likes. Now, hey, when we start having problems, this train gonna keep on rolling.
I don't know.
Like that's cool, though, but I ain't trying to.
I don't know.
Y'all wanna keep it real though.
We are keeping it real.
Y'all
I'm gonna keep it
tell
real.
me if you having some problems with a girl in this society, what we've been adapting to. You start having some problems. There's another person in the picture.
Yeah, but again, I think on the man side, or let me just say for me, I'm not really one to quick to leave like that. But if she keep playing, there is
the result. So it ain't like we say.
Out there.
So what we say. So what I'm saying is this.
Like it is, but it isn't because I'm not trying to find.
You don't want. I don't want it to be that way. I'm still trying to work it out with you. But
it's however,
it's the last. Ain't gonna be too many bitches gonna be flying around. Ain't gonna be too many goddamn.
Ain't gonna be too many of that.
Disrespectful shit.
Ain't gonna be too many cheating.
Ain't gonna be really no goddamn cheating. Period. I can't.
You got one more time.
You go.
I don't know if it's gonna be one more time. I'm just being real with you.
The last time I ain't gonna say a word.
Yeah.
I mean, but you talking about from marriage standpoint now? Yeah.
Even with marriage, people treat them like dating.
I would say this because I married.
Divorce lawyers are some of the highest paid lawyers in the world. They making money.
I just seen a client of mine today who had to send his wife $1 million.
I feel him.
No, but here's the thing. It wasn't like this is the final payment. No, he said I got to send multiple payments for this amount for weeks.
Yeah.
So my thing is, especially like, you know, if you marry, you know, it may cost you. But at the end of the day, though, I would still pay that if I know that that's what I need to get the respect and the peace I deserve.
Pay what? $1 million?
Yeah, you think I'm not going to stay in a relationship with someone because it's going to be cheaper to stay with them if I'm not getting.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's bullshit to me.
Cheaper to keep.
I'm sorry,
bullshit.
that's bullshit to me.
Bullshit
because at the end of the day, what
Don't
you're
do
saying
that
is
shit,
that there's
Don't
a
do
price that you can pay to stay in a situation to allow a person to do things so you know that you would not accept. That's bullshit.
You're damaging yourself.
You're damaging yourself for a few dollars you could be able to save by you sticking in a relationship knowing it's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't giving you what you want.
I don't know any relationship that ain't toxic.
That ain't the point I'm making. The point is there's certain situations that can happen. Then I ain't gonna say toxic. You know that if a person continue to disrespect you or cheating on you or leaving out, like for instance, I just watched a video. This girl cheating on her dude, and the way that she did it was so fucking cold. She act like the dude went to her house, or the side nigga went to her house and picked her up at her apartment, acting like he was an Uber driver.
But that's ego.
But the point,
Who's ego?
What you saying?
No, but who ego in this situation?
who ego?
No, I'm just talking about like your whole point. I'm saying ego says, because essentially what both of y'all are saying is basically where we are in society.
Which is what?
We're in a society full of quitters.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I ain't
That ain't fucking quit. That's just called me getting the respect I deserve. That's
you know,
I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
You know, in video games,
you keep that boys the man bullshit. I want to hear that. Talking about, well, she sucked the dick, so you know what? Let it pass. And next time she'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe she found a nigga shit. It's different because the same thing that happened twice. So you gotta forgive her and then
2 dicks?
I'm just saying 2 dicks, 3.
yeah, that's the reference. I'm trying to make.
This shit. He threw.
It's like, you know, when you playing a video game, you got 3 lives. You died twice. You only got 1 more time.
Fuck.
I go to press square one more time.
What? Let's go deeper than that. Just think about this from this standpoint, guys. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people are one crisis away from fucking snapping the fuck out.
Yes.
Okay.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Even
depending on what it is. Go ahead.
People who I'm not even in a relationship with, or, you know, let's not even talk about relationship, but like just on a daily job.
Yeah.
I'd be wanting to smack the fuck, man.
So imagine if you're in a relationship and that person fucking with you and they keep disrespecting you and you continue to stay. What could possibly happen one day? Like you said, you having a bad day and shit goes left. You have to make sure, in my opinion, that you have to avoid a situation that can cause you to get pulled in that situation, that element, to get you in that energy, that state of mind. Mm-hmm. Because someone keep fucking with you over and over and over, you can get in defensive mode somehow, some way.
Yeah,
and 9 times out of 10, it's not the most positive way.
Yeah, you're human at the end of the day, man. And
so you have to avoid those situations and remove yourself from it to not allow you to return to a person that you know deep down inside you're not.
Exactly.
That you're trying to avoid from becoming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, that staying shit is cool to a certain extent.
Yeah. You think that's the conditions that end most marriages, though?
Is what?
What you just said. I said, do you think that's the condition?
What's my leaving?
Yeah.
I think that when I think it depends on the reason why. And I think a lot of times the why, I don't say a lot. There are some situations where the why is not really strong enough to leave.
Exactly.
I think some people just got exhausted.
Yeah.
And in those situations, okay, you know, that's a different story. But we're talking about there are relationships with things that ended based upon blatant disrespect.
Exhausted with what?
Exhausted with fighting.
Yeah.
Exhausted with just being in it. Mm-hmm. Exhausted constantly, even though the person may not did nothing that was super bad, but they just know that the life that they're living and what they're trying to get, they can't get there with this person. Or it could be a number of things why they're just exhausted.
But you exhausted, so we're going back to, so you're exhausted from fighting, not being happy, all this stuff. So that means if you're exhausted, if it's fighting, all the things that make you unhappy, one, you're unhappy. That also means that you're participating in your unhappiness or the fighting, right? just in those two examples of what could possibly be going on.
Depending on the situation.
This goes back to the mirror.
But
I'm fighting how you fight.
I don't think they can fight like how I fight. I fight differently. Some people do kung fu. Some people do jiu-jitsu. I mean, it's,
But you fighting the way that they fight. You fighting the way the world fights.
but nobody wants to fight every day.
Just stop fighting.
Exactly.
Yes, stop fighting. Try that before you ask for a divorce. Stop fighting first.
But I thought the divorce was them stop fighting.
No, that means
That's
you
them.
gave up.
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah, they quit.
No,
Yeah.
but you can stop fighting and stay married, and try to work on what actually is the problem in the marriage. A lot of people let things build,
Yeah.
and they keep letting it build. Now this fight that we was having that was simple, just a disagreement.
Yeah.
Now it don't turn into something else, and it gets bigger every day.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take yourself out of that fight. You got to take yourself out of that conversation. Like if I know I require these things, I need to give those things to you.
absolutely, that makes sense. But if you're
I'm trying to save marriage.
I get that. No. I'm
said,
trying to.
but.
I'm a type of person. I believe in saving marriages, but I want you to save yourself first. Because at the end of the day, I don't think a person should sacrifice themselves in order for the sake of marriage, especially if the person not giving them what they deserve.
I thought that's what marriage is about.
No. I think, in my opinion, I think marriage, in my opinion, of course, you deal with for the better or worse, but at the same time, though, that doesn't mean that a person get a get out of jail free card or a hall pass to do that because we're married. That means death do us part.
Yes.
That means for better or for worse.
Yes.
That means I'm gonna be able to treat you like
Yes.
shit. You stay with him.
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
You said I do to that.
I don't agree with that.
You said I do to that. I don't think nobody.
I don't agree with that shit.
I don't agree with that shit.
But maybe in some small percentages that
One
there are
percent.
people that go in thinking I can treat you like shit. I don't think even they'll sell it is coming in thinking that I'm doing that to you. That I want to do that.
I
to you.
think at first they don't, but there are things too that as well that you tell people that behavior, what they're doing, and you show them examples, and they know that they're doing it, and they still continue to do it. You dig what I'm saying? Because there's been think about it. Since we talk, let me say this right quick before we do this before the show ends. I want to say this. How many times we don't been in situations with people? We're talking about relationships where we told them these are the things that you're doing. I need you to stop doing it, or you're trying to work, put it out there, and they still continue to exhibit the behavior even after you say so.
Or they tell you knew how I was.
They make all kinds of excuses to continue to do the shit that they.
Most immature response.
The most immature, and that
But guess what though?
that be the
But
last
how
straw.
many times? But you got people that's grown as fuck that's still saying that to this day.
They haven't grown.
But it's a lot of adults. I'm talking about
I
adults.
said they haven't grown.
Then bro, it's a lot of people that haven't grown. Then
Yeah, that's the
But
point.
they married.
And you married, and you took some vows.
like what old girl said, Joe Smith's wife. You knew who I was.
That's immature.
I ain't say it was mature. I'm just saying. We're just
Oh,
talking about-
that okay. I remember seeing. Yeah,
They had the only thing.
yeah. I remember that. Talking about, you know who I was.
That's a cop out.
That's the same
It's
one
a
that
cop.
was getting Cam on
But,
the side.
but
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. I just seen that snippet. Like they, the
No,
whole
I'm saying that's the same one that came on the show.
Oh,
and
oh.
gave Cam on the side.
Oh, man, it's just I don't know. There's only so much I can take. Man.
Yeah.
I'm human. I'm human.
At the end of the day, that's the end of the day.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm not going to allow anyone to think that they get out of jail free card to disrespect me.
Let me ask you this before you go:
Absolutely.
Is marriage spiritual, or is it physical?
It's supposed to be both. I think it's both. Because realistically, the spiritual part is the connection, the bond.
Yeah.
The bond. And if you have a true spiritual connection, then you can't leave. You're not going to leave quick. You're not going to want to leave quick. You're going to want to fight and endure. I get
Okay.
that part.
Yeah. Don't hijack my question now. You said it's both.
Mm-hmm.
So, but is the commitment? Is it? I don't know if I should say a physical. Is a marriage human or is it spiritual? Because it's what y'all saying that it's okay to leave for. That's human stuff. When it's spiritual, that means this covenant is more important than what I feel, what I think.
But in order for that thing to be truly spiritual on both, it has to be spiritual on both sides. Otherwise, it's unequally yoked.
Unequally yoked.
So that means, and so I mean, it's so weird. It's so crazy that we bring this up like we stayed, but there's plenty of examples. Oh, I don't want to go there. That in that.
You're not following it though, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You might as well go there, man. You know, contemplate.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, marriage is supposed to be spiritual, but it got to be spiritual on both sides, though. Because, yeah, in my opinion, because if I'm spiritually involved and you're not, then I'm constantly doing this fight and you're constantly wanting to leave, hypothetically, just use that as an example. Yeah. I'm supposed to continue to stay and spend my life trying to convince you.
Well, whose responsibility is it to maintain spiritual?
Oh, man, at the end of the day, it's my job. Yeah. But I can't force you to do it either. No. And that's the point we're making.
That's your fight.
But my fight, I can fight for it, but I don't fight. We never said not to fight. I'm just not going to fight for it.
No, I'm not saying fight.
What are you saying?
I'm saying keep it spiritual on your side.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
You don't sit back down.
No, I'm just saying it because I got to make this point. I'm not saying not to fight or even to do the things or to come off with any type of negative place. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, though, is if you have done that, like you said, what's following you? You've done that, what you said, your blueprint. And I've done that for years upon years. And nothing has changed. And I decided to remove myself.
You remember Hosea?
Okay, I remember that.
How long was it for him?
It don't matter, but that's not me. That's not. That's his story, not mine. So that's a story he wrote for himself in Bethsaida. I mean, okay, in Hebrew, okay, but that ain't my story. Like we said, we all write our own story, and that story worked for him because maybe he can endure that. Yeah, and he wanted to stay in that.
He understood the assignment.
Well, congratulations.
And when you say I do. You're signing up for that assignment.
I know what but at the end of the day, I sign up for that.
I'm saying I do, but
what's a marriage with conditions? What's love with conditions? Is it actually you love it?
It's unconditional love. Yeah, it's supposed to be unconditional.
Yeah,
but
if you got conditions, you don't love me. You love me as long as I can meet you where you
at. To each his own. But like he said, we all got our own story. Create your own, but once you say I do, ain't no more buts.
Hey, the Bible is a blueprint.
Amen.
If it can work for them, it can work for us. This is the same Bible our grandparents grew up on. This is the same Bible that got us through slavery, got us through civil rights. This is the same Bible that man began with. Damn, forget all the different interpretations of it. It's the same record of history that has got so many people through because they followed the blueprint. What we're doing in this world today, we writing our own stories. We writing our own ideas. We saying that don't work. We saying don't date for a while or go out seeing somebody with the intentions to marry them. No, see how it feels. Just try it out for a test drive. When the tutelage of a man from a young boy was, when you get a certain age, you ought to look for a wife, a career, lay some foundation. Yeah. The world is telling us today that take your time with that. Go explore. Take a few spins with different girls. Yeah. See what you like. When all that produces is confusion.
I'm confused.
Yeah, it's going to confuse you because when you finally meet your wife, you got all of this stuff in you. Yeah. All this stuff in you. Now you don't find a way that somebody don't have sex with you a certain way. Now you think every woman should make you feel that way when you're in bed. Or do that little trick that you like. Certain way the conversation should go. Certain goals we should have inside this relationship. I don't pick all this, and then don't forget the damage. I was disrespected. I wasn't treated right. I wasn't considered. I wasn't honored. Yeah. When you finally meet your wife, all of that stuff is going to come into the relationship now because we off schedule now. You know what I mean? No matter how we try to slice it, even if you take the spiritual side of it, the historical side of it is still true.
True.
We did things different, and we got different results. What the world is telling us is okay now got us out here with 90% women walking away from their relationships, and women didn't do that. It got most men out here feeling like they don't need to be responsible enough for a woman and the children that they bear and the relationships that they start with these women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to provide because that's what you're using me for. That's what she's made to do.
Yeah.
She's made for you to provide for her. She's your helpmate. It ain't her job to make things happen for y'all relationship.
True.
No matter how strong a woman is, no matter how independent a woman can be, she still longs for that inside. No matter what kind of music Meg Thee Stallion them making or all of them making, it don't matter what they saying because they still want a man to take care of them.
Yeah.
It's in them.
But
And with men, we don't get no greater glory than when we know we can bring the groceries in and out the car. We know that light bill is paid. We know that mortgage or rent is paid. We know it's paid because of what the hard work we put in to make sure our family got somewhere to live, got something to eat, and got lights on in their house. Ain't nothing greater. That's in you. So when we out here talking like we don't want the responsibilities of the repairing that comes with that, as men, we have to repair. And the best fight is always spiritual to me. So.
Hey, that was my, yeah. Made me think on that one.
Yeah. So, hey, y'all let us know what y'all think. T don't got up out of here, but Nick still up in here.
Yes, sir.
Your boy G in here, you know, George and Trisha's son. I probably embarrassed him a little bit when I said the other word. I ain't gonna say it again. I'm sorry, Mom. But these are our 2 cents. Spend them, save them. Like, share, comment.
Save.
Yeah. Have a conversation amongst yourselves, with your neighbors. Go out and talk to somebody about what we talking about. See what you get. Hey, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. This is Cut Different on all platforms. Check us out. We'll be back in here soon. Y'all be blessed.
Peace.
Ha ha ha!